Okay, real quick, I have a Blitz game and I have a few minutes. I wanted to just throw some commentary on this. I was white. I led with d4. My opponent played knight f6, c4, e6, excuse me, knight c3, and he pins my knight to my king with bishop e4. I don't mind this move at all. There's not a whole lot of threat here. I don't mind having these pawns doubled even, so I just kind of ignore it. And I go ahead and pin his knight as well. I'm looking to push to e4, and so I want to take away his knight's opportunity to take on e4. He castles, and I went ahead and just traded, and then played e4 as I was planning. Now this game's relatively even. I probably would prefer the black side of this, but I like playing black. Anyways, so bishop takes, check, pawn takes, and my opponent played kind of slow with d6. I think e5 would have been better. So I play my knight forward, preparing e5, and he plays e5 finally. So I went ahead and just closed the middle up. I like closed positions better. I maneuver well in closed positions. The material's even at this point, and should be fun. So he comes down and pins my knight. And bishop e2 is natural. It prepares to castle and gives me another defense on my knight, so I don't have to double my pawn. If you can imagine, bishop takes, queen takes, pawn takes, and my king side's messed up. And then he pushes with c6, which I don't think is a terribly good move. Doesn't accomplish much. It'll let me undouble my pawns if he takes. Of course, I'm not gonna capture. So I just castle, which is natural. Probably the best move here is just to wait. And he moves his bishop back. He's just wasting time now, and giving me a chance to have some of the initiative. So I move my queen forward, and I'm sure there's better moves here. Maybe c5. I could just push and create some problems here. But this is a blitz match. We had 6 minutes on each side, and I just moved quick. So I played queen to d2, and he moves his c pawn forward again. So now he's wasted 2 tempos to move his c pawn. So I move my rook to b1, threatening his pawn. b6 is natural, and then I offer a queen trade, which he's happy to take, and I'm happy to take. The position's closed up. I've got a little bit more space, and these double pawns aren't going to cause me too much trouble in the endgame as we trade down. They'll undouble themselves. So he plays his pawn forward, and I jump back. I'm hoping to play f4 soon. I didn't want to have to move my knight back as quickly, but I went ahead and did that. And then he moves his bishop forward, which is kind of a goofy move. There's nothing really that this can do, and so I move my rook up to b2, preparing to double my rooks, and on this half open file. I'm looking good here. That's a bad knight move. There's nowhere for his knight really to go. He gets here. All he can really do is open up the space for his rooks, but all you see his pawns blocking all the other knight moves. So I don't know if maybe he's hoping to move a knight and then hop out this way or whatever, but he never really gets to do much of anything with that knight. So I bring my knight in. I'm thinking if I can trade here, I can push up here. Maybe I can bring my rook over to the a file. If he pushes his pawn, I'll have attacking chances on his b6 pawn. So he moves his rook over, and I'm kind of trying to create a couple options on both sides. I push g6, thinking f4 is coming soon, and then he makes what I think is a terrible move here. He pushes here. As you can see, my bishop's attacking, my pawn's attacking, my rook's attacking. He's got 2 defenders. I got 3 attackers. So this just hangs a pawn. And then he hops his knight in behind it. So maybe that was the point, was to sacrifice the pawn to get his knight in. And I can just seal up here with the pawn. And now I've got 2 defenders and 1 attacker, so he definitely can't take there either. He pushes a pawn here, which, in my opinion, just hangs another pawn. B takes a6, he's got nothing to do. And now, if he moves his knight, if he moves his knight, I can just take, and we can trade on that open file. It doesn't really bother me. So I double up my rooks here. I expected him to double his rook as well, and then he just made a horrible mistake here. I've got 2 attackers on this, and he's only got 1 defender. So naturally that falls quick. Takes, and then he plays the rook back, which is his only move. Takes, and here I'm just up a piece, and it should be an easy win. And my opponent realizes his mistake and resigns. So that's just a quick blitz match. Hope you enjoyed it. But I hope you can see maybe how to maneuver your pieces behind your pawns in these closed games, and look for good squares for them. You notice that he pushed a little too far with his bishop, pushed too far with his knight, and everything fell apart when he made a blunder. And so I tend to play just positionally back here and just make sure my pieces are on the right squares, and slowly maneuver them to where they need to be and take away his options and get an easy win. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.